Welcome to Suladan Plays The Undying Beast. There was a flash of light, a choir of glass, and the sound of sirens approaching. Then, for what seemed like eternity, a black hollow void. Suddenly you've found yourself within a new plane. Dead trees and fog are all that surround you. You hear no birds or signs of life, but strange cackles and moans sound from the distance. And then you notice out of the corner of your eye, you may not be alone here. Made in 48 hours for the... Can I have my mouse cursor? I shouldn't have to... Made within 48 hours for Haunted PS1's Wretched Weekend Game Jam. Best. The game is on itch.io. There's a link in the description as always. And... Wait, what? Oh. Okay, return is quit. Don't hit return unless you're trying to quit. I thought maybe I had somehow glitched and died. Okay, you hit accept death to start, which is weird. I mean, we all gonna die anyway. It's not like you can't accept it, but... that's a coffin-shaped hole. That... I think I know how we got here. Flash of light and a choir of glass and... Ooh. Well, ain't this purty? I mean, it's spooky. It looks like something out of SCP, but it's purty. I'm going that way because there's something that way. There's a glowy thing. Glowy thing, glowy thing, glowy thing, glowy thing. Oh. It's a computer. The story began with nothing. Absent planar world. There was nothing. And then there was a scream. Planar void. Oh, I guess we run from glowy thing to glowy thing and find out exposition. Because the game is gonna exposition me. Which is good, because otherwise I have no idea. Oof. Man, that's a spooky world. Interesting sound design. Why are there computers and what's powering them? The scream came from the mist, but it also came from a place lost in time. And now you've simultaneously made me think of Stephen King and various other franchises. I found the edge of the world, and you won't let me run off it. I applaud you for actually making a textured edge of the world instead of it just being a random drop off into the abyss. So, yeah, you got my applause for that. Oh, there's a yellow fly. Excuse me, sir. You want to run that by me again? I found a daffodil apparently. Okay. Strange tree. Graveyard. Unjustly slain, the beast rose again. Their motives yet put to rest. Very good visual storytelling, putting me in a graveyard. I found a flower. And I'ma pretend I didn't... Wait, is this a Slender game? Am I just hunting for flowers? I feel like I've been tricked. Oh, there... Okay, never mind. There's another glowy thing. Ominous background sounds as well. The abhorrent tragedy. Their time had come so quickly. They could not die. They mustn't be dead. The beast would deny death. It would exist beyond. They wouldn't accept this lie. Back. Back off. I don't know what you are, but I love whatever geometry effect is going on there. And it vanished. Well, that's too bad. I wanted to appreciate that some more. Excuse you. There was something up there in the sky doing spookum things. Anybody else get the number on that UFO that just flew by? Oh, we're back in the graveyard again. I ain't found no flowers in a while, and yeah, I know the thing's to my right. I'm kind of just looking for flowers while I'm going. Yay! Found a flower and a horse. Hi, horse. Why, our horse? Hello, horse. The horse is a horse, of course, but that is not Mr. Ed, for he does not speak to me. Stop it! What was that? Oh, hey, sir. Well, you're gonna vanish, ain't you? Yep. Such unsocial people, they just vanish. The beast, perverting fate just by existing in this absence, for haunted nothing but an empty void. And then I landed in here, and suddenly it found purpose again, and that's not a good thing. You're telling me it's going to be happy to see me, but not in a way that'll make me happy because it'll want to slaughter me. And if this place functions as a way, it'll kill me over and over and over and over and over again. There doesn't seem to be anything in this direction, but we're going in it. Alas, there was a tree. Just one tree. A lone tree. At least there was nothing. It's better than nothing. Back in the graveyard we go again. This is our most visited landmark, for some reason. I just realized I can't jump or crouch. I just always push those buttons to see. Fate would not abide. Death would struggle on regardless of its hunger. Nothing can exist here. There are no exceptions. I'm a little confused. More than a little confused, but still. There is much strangeness afoot. Gnawing, painted void, pulled inwards to the beast, tearing its form into itself. The eternal beast would die. It sounds like it's getting a little more chattery for being dead. Is that a giant fish? Fishums! Fishums! Shush! Be thou silent! Why makest thou so many noises? Must make sure there's not a flower behind you, because that is exactly where a game dev would usually think to put one. Nope! Yay! He did unpredictable. Well, whoever made the game. Akira. Shoot it. Hey, get about that to squid the cross. Yeah. That monitor is full of flesh. There's one more flower. I mean, I need more than one more flower, but I don't... That's a gun. I'll just be running. Bye. Oh, well, clicking does nothing. The gun, it does nothing. One flower short of a whole bunch. You ain't luring me over there yet. I need the flower. Unless that is the last flower. Damn it. Not making noises at me. Must have it. And I came back to the fish. It's a little easy to get turned around in the... Well, there's that thing again. Trying to do a serpentine motion to scour the entire... Holy mackerel! What was that? You got me, game. You got me good. Don't do that to me. Stop it. Well played. I haven't had a game send a jolt through me like that in a long time. Excuse me? That right there is the kind of just out of your view eldritch nonsense that I think should have been at Crater's Edge in Subnautica. Just saying, that's a perfect example of the kind of, it's out of my view just enough for my imagination to play with me so they didn't have to render much. It's just there. Eyes, tendrils, sounds, just general weirdness. Oh, hush. I'm looking for a flower. I'll deal with you shortly. Graveyard again. Really glad you can't walk off the edge of the map in this game. That actually came from a direction. That's concerning. It's gonna be funny when we find out the daffodil was just that last spot. That was not a daffodil. That was a poison with a gun. Are they me? Are they waiting to kill he? I don't know. That's a sound I don't want to hear. Great. Well, you know, I've explored it about as thoroughly as I can. Because I keep losing my navigational sense because of this fog. Or is it a mist? Or is it a fist? Are you just gonna have to wait a second, Mr. Skeleton? There it is! Got it! I found a flower. Hi, skeleton. Just you and me, Tony. Put down the gun. Oh, that's it? Oh, ending 2 of 2, because I found the flowers. I guess the flowers put it to rest. Okay. Me? Oh, there we go. Okay, let's try this again, and I'll jump cut over, but I want to see what the other ending was. I didn't actually think there was 2 endings. I just wanted to collect all the gubbins. Into the coffin! I guess I can ramble while we go. This game is this game design masterfully uses sounds and suspense while not throwing an endless chain of deaths at me. It keeps me on my toes and is just like jarring and unnerving enough you don't quite know what's going on, while also using things that aren't really a threat to the player to make the player feel threatened. It's an excellent means of suspenseful horror storytelling, because when the player dies, loses progress, and has to repeat, and then dies and has to repeat, and dies and has to repeat, yes, it's difficulty, but it breaks the immersion in storytelling. When you can keep a player feeling like they're gonna die, but then not actually accomplishing it, it keeps them more on their toes as long as they don't realize that they're not under a threat. It relies heavily on them not knowing. The downside to that is you lose replay value, because once the player knows, well, then they're just going to come back through here and explore. And I'm sure there's something in here that could kill me if I wandered the wrong way. But I mean, for the most part, I'm just... Oh, the flowers glow now? Wait. Was that just weird? Well, that one flower had a yellow glow. That would be interesting. Like, you play the game through the first time and don't get the flowers, and then the second time they glow for you. These are saying the same thing, right? Yep. The game masterfully uses just a minimal background sound with all sorts of other sounds that come in, along with sights on the edge of your perception that you don't exactly get to fully see or understand. Like the giant sky tentacle, and the dog, and the scarecrow that vanishes and is toying with me. And the fish, and the horse, and the UFO. Very strange UFO. Dog! See, now it doesn't startle me because I know it's coming and I know it's harmless. That's the downside. But the initial scare is very well done. As you learn which sound effects are a threat and which ones aren't. And, well, thus far I haven't seen any that are, but you know what I mean. Holy, that was worth coming back for. Stuff like that is so underused. Having something just that the player can't fully see and letting their imagination run wild with it. A voice in the distance, a sound, some low poly shape that they just can't quite make out due to the mist or the fog. This era of gaming really did well with that, because the fog in so many games was there to cover up for the game's low render distance. In some cases to ill effect, like the infamous Superman 64, where you couldn't see very far because, you know, rendering distance, but it didn't make any sense within the context of the game. It makes wonderful sense with horror games and such, where you have fog and obscurity as a means to build tension and keep the player on their toes. But it just, you know, it has to fit the game, fit the genre. Okay. No, that one just glowed for no reason, apparently. Well, this game is masterfully done. I'm really fond of that ambient background sound. It sounds kind of like a rain stick to me. It really, really fits the theme well. And the other sounds that kind of come in and out, just, it's all working together in such a beautiful way. So I applaud you, game dev. You've done a wonderful job with this. Okay, so let's see what happens if I don't get the flowers. I get shot. Because my gun wasn't loaded, apparently. Ending 1 of 2. I guess one involves the beast killing me, and the other one involves, me putting it to rest by bringing it flowers. I'm gonna go through one more time and just wander around, like, off camera. Basically, if I see anything new, I'll jump cut through it. If I don't see anything, then we'll jump to the ending. The end of the video, not the end of the game. Because we've seen the end of the game. We've seen both ends of the game. But I want to explore this mist some more and see if there's anything else roaming about it that I should be intrigued by. Oh wait, the gun lands right where you start, I think, because I ran to the right of where I started and there's the fish and the gun's that away from the fish, so What if we're the undying beast all along? That would be a weird psychological twist. I don't know if it would make any sense though. But, you know, just saying. There's the spokum tree. I just love that sound effect. Oh, that's masterfully done. Just the sound of bending and creaking wood. It's haunting and yet relaxing. It's a strange paradox. There's so many good sounds in this game. It's outstanding. Oh, hi. That's who made that sound. There's just so much passion went into this. That's some spooky sounds and stuff. Is it because I'm standing in the middle of the graveyard?
Reality is just what we tell each other it is. Sane and insanity is when we switch places and get a single that comes to drive it. You would find yourself off in the path itself.
Huh. Like a super slowed down voice. I thought I heard a dog. What is that sound? Excuse me. What was that? Wonder what's on that computer screen. Oh, can't get close enough. I had 0 flowers that time. I don't know. This is a very interesting game. I don't quite understand everything about it, but it's beautiful in its obscurity, and its sound design exceeds all my hopes and expectations. So I greatly applaud it. I don't really know much else to do here, though, so I'm going to go ahead and pause here. Thank you for watching. There's a link in the description as always. This game is on itch.io. It is probably also on GameJolt and various other places. I don't know, but I'm linking where I got it from. So, in any case, I'm going to go ahead and pause here. See you next time.